everybody, it's Gypsy, the Gypsy Witch, and it's tea time with the Gypsy Witch. So grab your cups, your mugs, and join us for some spiritual discussion. What I mean by us is I have my spirit team here that may be chiming in, especially my son John. So today, I thought we would talk about how our grief affects our loved ones in the spirit realm. And possibly, if it will not take too long, move on to grief and moving on, and what that really means, okay? So anyways, a lot of people, they believe, oh, you want to chime in here, honey? No, Mom, I'm fine. Okay. So anyways, a lot of people believe if we are having deep and profound grief, I got that one right? You did, okay. We're holding our loved one back. And that's not possible. Because just like in this realm, even more so in the spirit realm, we have a mind of our own. We can do whatever the hell we want. We make our own choices. So, your deep grief does not hold them back in the physical realm. Doesn't tie them to you. It's not they're not attached to you or anything. Now, what does and can happen here, but bear in mind, they can come and go as they please. Your deep grief is, and yes, I picked this topic because today is the 7th anniversary of my oldest son, John Patrick's crossing over his death. It was Mother's Day that year. It was not pleasant. Anyways, yeah, happy fucking Mother's Day, Mama. And then my dog Snuggles, this year, he goes on May 1st. Yeah, so I was giving them what for this morning about why you want to make your mama's May so bad. But anyways, moving on that. That's why I picked this topic. So I was just about to ask my son, and even Snuggles, although it's a different kind of grief when it's your dog, I've been crying all week. Honey, did my profound grief bother you? Okay. Right, now. I'm sorry, okay. I'm going to let you take over. Leave that comment to you. Okay, so you were right, Mom. What draws us back and forth is you're crying, my mother's case, screaming, howling at the moon like a wild animal. Right, exactly. And she did do that. It is extremely painful to lose a son or a daughter. Yeah. I kept coming to check on my parents and various other family members. However, my mother was the one who was the most emotional. Yeah, I wouldn't say I was in any more pain than your father. I don't know. You and I are extremely close. Right. And I did. I was going around checking on everybody to see how they were doing. Mostly drawn to my mother. Partly because you had more of an awareness of me. But your pain was so, yes, palpable. I was not attached to you. I was not stuck in the physical realm or drawn here too often. If I needed to leave, I did. Oh, bring that topic up. Right. I was on Twitter one time, and some famous person died. I don't know who it was. I don't pay attention to famous people, because to me, they're people just like everybody else. And Lord, I feel sorry for them with all that too much publicity and attention. I wouldn't want to be them. There was one, of course, on Twitter, my contacts and things are mostly woo-woo people like me. So this one bitch, she's on there talking about this famous person who just crossed over. She's ranting and raving about, oh, don't you bother him, don't you call on him, don't you even do his chart, numerologically or astrologically, don't think about him, don't call on him, nothing. She was like overly protective of me. And this is when I had to ask everybody in my spirit team, well, is that a thing? Do we really have to protect you guys if you're famous especially? I was concerned about that. That's how I got this information at the beginning, because I was like, what? Because I never thought to have to protect somebody who crossed over. They don't need protection. We're the ones who need protection, not them. Right. Do you want to talk about that, honey? Right, Mom. You're right about that. It is concerning to us upstairs. The people down here think they need to protect us. No one needs to protect us. We're fine. We're yeah, like my mama likes to say sometimes from back in the day, right? We're golden. Nobody can touch us. Nobody can hurt us. We cannot inadvertently be attached to a person, place, or thing here. Okay? It's our own personal choice. So it's not your doing. You can grieve as much as you need to, you want to. And yes, if your grief gets to the point where you're paralyzed, not moving on with your life, right? You want to seek help for that. But under most circumstances, most of us who cross over are happy. Excuse me, honey. I need a sip of tea. Okay, go ahead. All right, let's join again. Are happy to do so. And we come and go. We check on our family and friends. I'd like to say hi, Phil, but I know he wouldn't be watching this, right? um, that was his best friend here. I love that boy. He's just sweetheart. Yeah, he's there for my son. I love him. Right. Anyways, Mama, before we go off on Phil or anybody else, that's how that works. We don't need protecting. Your grief affects us only in, yes, our love and concern for you, for yours. We run back and forth, but it's not like in a physical body where you're actually running back and forth and you get exhausted. Right. We're going to talk about how we travel at some point. Yes, but yes, we get here quickly. It does not affect our energy. You want to talk more about like a famous person? You know, people. I hear too when you're thought about, it will attract your attention and you come pumping in and out. So, like for a famous person, how would that work? Okay, Mama. A famous person, when they cross over, many people around the planet are thinking about them. A lot of them are crying and grieving. My mama, not so much. She don't get attached to, yes, I was never into famous people. Right. Right. So they do hear and feel people thinking about them and the great love and admiration for them. They do not answer every call. They're going to be mostly attracted to their family and friends, right? Exactly. They're going to go there. Okay, and they know everybody's thinking about them and having these feelings. And most of the time, right, let's take Michael Jackson. Right, Michael Jackson. Everybody was crying and screaming about him, right? You were a little boy. Right, I was. So I didn't remember it here. In the afterlife, I can access it. Yeah, she's my friend just passing by, so I just looked out there. Right. Um, he had many people, probably the most in modern generation, thinking about him. Exactly. He mostly went to his son and daughter, other family members, and close friends. He knew these people were thinking about him, but he wasn't running around to all of them. And it didn't drive him batshit crazy. Right. No, it don't drive us batshit crazy like my mom would like to say. Right. We pick and choose who we go to. Okay, so we have our own right, free will. Free will is across the board throughout the entire universe, no matter what realm you're in. Okay. Well, in a physical realm like this one, it's a little harder to use it now. This is true, Mama. In ours, it's much easier, so you're not affecting us. Right. That's a good point, Mama. So my mom was just saying, it affects the physical people more than it does those who have crossed over. The grief and the carrying on. Right. And even worrying that you're bothering us. And you're not. Okay? So that is an untruth. You don't need to go on a rampage protecting anybody who crossed over. Memories with you, though. This Mama did. Hi, everybody. This is Gypsy from Gypsy Witch Creations, and today I would like to introduce to you my line of bags and purses. I have messenger bags, day totes, origami totes, all with my original artwork, and as usual, there will be more coming. So visit me at gypsywitchcreations.com. Yes. So, right. It don't really affect our loved ones when they cross over our grief. We need to grieve, first of all. Grieve for as long as you need to. I worked for hospice. I had grief training. Okay, and here's the thing, honey. These steps things, there are the steps. I love Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. I might talk to her one day, interview her. Anyway, I just admire her so much. You need to say something, honey? No, not really, Mom. Right, so I'm going to go on with this tangent here. Right, grieve as long as you want to and need to, and in the manner as long as it's safe and healthy. that is right for you. Now, the steps that Elizabeth Kubler-Ross came up with are very accurate. However, they're not in order. And if you're going to keep going forward and back, like one step forward, two step back, believe me, that happens, okay? Now, we learn in hospice training, it's not really steps. It's just a tangled mess of yarn, and you're just all over the place. That's normal. Don't worry about it. You're not harming anybody in the spirit realm, especially. Okay, your loved one just cross over safe. Do what you need to do for yourself. But again, like my son said, John said, if you find it's paralyzing you, your depression with the grief gets too deep, you seek counseling, whatever you need to do to help yourself. Do it in a healthy manner. So this is going to bring me to my next topic here. What exactly does moving on mean? Because I remember, oh Lord have mercy, after John crossed over, I joined an online grieving moms group, and it used to piss us off when people told us, I need to sip a girl. Yeah, you and mama or daddy, and somebody tell you this after your child died, you're not going to like it. Or anybody you're close to, okay? It's time to move on, okay? I got a lot of people didn't like me talking about my son anymore. Like, what? Oh, hell no. That's not what it means. Moving on. Now, you're going to have that time period. First of all, you're in great shock. I think I was in shock for like 18 months after my son died. Tina and Ricky was less. Right, they were babies in utero. They died. But I grieved like crazy, let me tell you. Lord, I lost my train of thought because I brought my two middle children into it. Anyways, right, you don't want to hear moving on means you don't talk about it. People want me not to talk about John. I was like, oh, hell no, I talk about my son anytime I want. 7 years later, well, he's here. He talks on camera with me. People in my family have talked on camera here with me. Been gone for decades. I still think about these people. I still love them most of the time. Right, you psychic medium, you still get in arguments with your family members. Right, exactly. So moving on does not mean you forget them or you don't talk about them, you don't mention their name. You can even celebrate their birthdays if you want. Yeah, you could do that shit. Moving on. I'm sorry, honey, you need to say something? I was going to, Mama. But I think you got it covered. Okay, so right, moving on is meaning being able to retain that memory of your loved one. Cry when you need to. I cry. Believe me, I still cry 7 years later over my son. Not so much over you, my two middle children anymore, because it's been like 24, 25 years. But yeah, their anniversary, their crossing over comes over, and there's a shift in my energy. It goes, yes. Anyways, but that's normal. That's okay. The moving on part is being able to live your life to the best of your ability. And as more time goes by, you're going to be able to live your life even more so. While we're retaining those memories, those beautiful, beautiful memories, I try to focus. Thank you, Aunt to say. My aunt just got right in front of the camera and it didn't go bzzz. Right. Being able to retain, I like to focus more on the good memories, but every once in a while, especially, all right, this past on May 1st, yeah, it's May 11th today, John's anniversary. This past May 1st, my snuggles died. So that brought back a lot of the difficult memories, especially with John, okay? You're going to cry every once. It could be years later. I had another grieving mother tell me one time, she's a beautician. She was doing somebody's hair. They started talking about how she just lost her son and her husband. Close together. It was horrifying. Here, this woman was a grieving mother. Her daughter had been gone about 30 years, something like that. And this woman in the chair, while she was doing her hair, broke down and cried 30 years later. It's okay. The point is moving on with your life, living your life. You could be happy. Don't ever, ever feel guilty that you're happy after you lose someone close to you. They want you to be happy. They want you to move on. My dog today just said it's okay to get another pet. So neither nobody can replace you. Anyways, you want to talk about? Yes, Mom. My mother's right about this. We want you to move on. There is no greater joy in the afterlife than to look down here and see our loved ones, yes, moving on, being happy while retaining our memories or even relationships with us if you have these abilities. The point is, don't stay stuck in your grief to the point, right, you can't live your life. Okay? Now, my mother, although she cried and screamed and howled like a wild animal, and I did, right, Mom, you did. You live your life to the best of your ability. You have created a gorgeous life, right, as a nomad, as camper. Yes, with the help of my sister-in-law brother. They did it because of her grief to help make me happier, right? We want to see that. We want to see you happy and moving on. And now most of you know there's going to come a day where you die, and you're going to cross over, and you'll be with us. Go ahead and say, Mama, I'm going to cry for all of eternity. And you'll never have to be separated again. I had my dog cremated. They gave me this poem about the Rainbow Bridge. It talks about how the dogs, and this applies to everybody, because we talked about what spirits are really like after they leave here in the previous video. Sorry. How your fur baby will meet you. Everybody in your life was crossed over before you, and I'm at the point in my life where I'm so tired of being the one left behind. Okay, but it's not my turn yet. But I have that hope. I know, being a psychic medium and the way I was raised, I know there's an afterlife that I'm going to be with my loved ones, including all my pets, my ponies, all my dogs, my cats, birds, everybody. Friends, because at my age you lose friends. We going to be together forever. No, nothing can part us ever again. That's right, Mama. I thought you were really going to lose it. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it together. It's an emotional day for Mama. Yeah, it's been a bad week. It is. Even being a psychic medium, you lose anyone, including your precious dog. It's that little white dog we used to sit here all the time when I made my videos. It's hard. Even though you could talk to them and I see him and I see them, it's hard. But that's okay. And you could cry years later. It don't matter, decades later. Just as long as you're living your life and you do your best. Gratitude is the key. I'm going to do a video on that one day. Yes, Mama, you're good at that one. Yes, so, yeah, let's leave it here. I think you're right, Mom. Yeah, it's good. Good information, I'm going to say. Right. And never ever feel guilty about grieving or being happy, even right after your loved one dies. You can laugh. They're going to love it if you do. Right. So anyways, it's May 11th today, so I need some time here. I'm going to get off of here and cry. So anyways, blessed be. I make it a joyful one.